Hi everyone, this is Kristen. Happy 2020. For the new year, I've decided to do some different videos really highlighting some styling ideas and tips that some of you have reached out to me and said that you're interested in seeing. And one of those things is my flat lay styling kit. So I'm just going to kind of go over some of the main items I use in my styling kit to make flat lays and other editorial projects that come along. So here you can see on the table, I'm going to show you some of the larger elements, and then I'm going to do a different clip in this video where you can see some of the smaller items that are in this basket where all the teeny tiny things are that I use for my flat lays. So these are some of the large elements that I use, samples of my different mats. And I'm not going to go too in-depthly into those today. I think I'm going to do a separate video really highlighting and talking about the different kind of mats that are out there, how you can choose the best ones for you and your styling needs. Some of my trays that I use for my flat lays, these are just a few. I didn't want to pull all of them out of their hiding places today. And then this basket right here has a lot of the smaller items that I use for flat lays, little detail props, pieces of fabric, ribbon, and bowls. So let's take a deeper look into what exactly is in this basket so that you can see all the fun little things that go into my flat lays. Okay, so now we have a nice downward view of everything here on the table. So here you have my styling basket, and there are definitely things that are not in this basket. It's grown over the past few years, and I probably should just get a whole nother basket to put everything in, but this is kind of where all of my tiny things have stayed. Things like trays and my mats and other things obviously won't fit in here, but I keep all my tiny stuff here. So let's just take a look at exactly what's in this basket. So I have a selection of different fabrics, and I have other fabrics and other mats too that are elsewhere that are not right here that I'm not going to talk about today, but this is a selection of different gauzy type fabrics, and there's some little ribbon pieces in here too. These are all from Silk and Willow. They have really great remnant sales sometimes, so if you're not into investing for their regular price items, these are really beautiful, and they'll sell different remnants and packages at discount prices. They just had a bunch happen because of the new year and Christmas and everything, so there may still be some of those going on if you want to check out their shop. But so Silk and Willow, different fabrics. I use these for all different kinds of things in flat lays, textures and color, and just to add other elements into the flat lays on top of the mats. So that's one thing. Fabrics. Ribbons, all sorts of ribbons. In fact, I think there's another bag of ribbon. Yes, 2 bags of ribbon. So different quality of ribbon, different kinds of ribbon, silk ribbon, heavier ribbon that's not as loose. I use these when I'm also creating invitations, but I'll layer them into flat lays as well. Some really pretty colors in here. Mustard. I seem to forever be collecting new ribbon colors. So ribbon. Styling blocks. So if you follow along on my social, you know that I do sell these in my Etsy shop. So I have a ton of them. Just because I find that one set is not enough for me. If I'm going out on a job or something like that, I don't bring this entire bag. I'll select a few. But when I'm doing projects that I have more time and that I want to spend, and use a lot of these blocks on, I just find that having a ton of them in different sizes, if I need to layer up 2 or 3 at one time, is really, really helpful. So I sell these in my Etsy shop, Lustre Theory. I'll put the link down in the video notes if anyone's interested in looking at those. All right, now you can kind of see, I'll go over here, that there's a whole bunch of little items in there. So, and I kind of have everything, some things are separated out, opera glasses. A lot of these items are vintage. I think my mom gave this to me actually. Really pretty, mother of pearl. Opera glasses. Yep. Little portrait pictures. These are really pretty. I think I got them at a local antique shop. There's pieces in here I have not even used yet. I think this is supposed to be Anne Boleyn. B for Boleyn. Little books. This is a really beautiful little French book. I used this in my kind of spooky Halloween flat lay. It looked more black in there, but it definitely has a blue cover on it. It's really pretty. Has some really pretty, very old, vintage images inside. Ribbon. Little dishes. Lots of little dishes for rings, for stamps, for really any tiny little detail when you're laying out a flat lay, especially for a wedding. You can find these at vintage shops, Etsy, even like thrift stores and stuff like that. Tiles. I have several different tile pieces. Oops, didn't want to come out. Several different tile pieces. This is a really pretty blue piece. This I just thought was super interesting. Very like tribal. Oh gosh, stamps. These are all stamps. And then these are really cool. These are antique French letters. You can sometimes find these in antique shops and vintage shops and consignment places, but they're a little harder. I found these on Etsy. These are actual handwritten. I'll open one up because they're really beautiful. I mean, it's crazy. People used to write like this. So, several of these. Sometimes they're just nice to use to add interest, especially if you're doing fine art flat lay. Let me make sure that's folded correctly. All right. And at the end of this video, I'll show you some examples of different photos that incorporate different elements that we're talking about today. I'll put that away later. This is a vintage key that had a really beautiful tassel that I loved. I mean, I'll just see things when I'm at, you know, different stores and online. Really pretty old skeleton key. Paper, envelopes, some have writing, some don't. I just keep them, you know, for different purposes. Another tray, another little bowl. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, ring boxes. Lots of different ring boxes. There's one in here. This one's really neat. This is just a little brown leather box. This is a green vintage little ring box. I've used this in a few of my pieces. In the 1800s. This was actually my grandfather's, but it's pretty nice. Has a really nice label. And a mist box. They make really pretty, and it has a K for Kristen. Really pretty ring boxes for flat lays. All right. Another little box. This is just a little gold, like trinket box. There's some really beautiful ones that you can find on Etsy. I think I put this little green velvet in there, but it's really pretty. You can see that there's quite a collection happening down here. Just random paper pieces. So anyway, that's about the bulk of what is in my main styling basket. All these little doodahs, and I mean, that's a lot of stuff. So if I'm doing, you know, a specific flat lay that has a theme, I don't usually bring all of this out or bring all of this with me. I try to plan it out and pick the exact pieces that I like to use. Oh, I want to show you one more thing. These are great if you're trying to get a ring to stand up, or you want something to stick in place without, you know, having it be seen. They're little glue dots, and they work really well. You can stick them underneath things and have them stand up, and then, you know, you can, if you see it in the photo, you can always Photoshop it out. But so thanks so much for watching this, and I'll put links again in under this video so you can check out my styling blocks, and I'll put links to Silk and Willow, and also Locust Collection, where I get my velvet mats from. So thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon.